UFC Louisville goes down this Saturday, and I've got my betting predictions as well as a few fight picks and, talking about my locks of the night as well as some underdog picks. We go over it on MMAsucker.com on the betting page, or betting pages, I might add. And so I figured I'd go over that with you guys in this video today to talk about my best bets and my best picks for the UFC Louisville fight card. So let's check this out right now. We'll go over to MMAsucker.com and we'll go to the MMA betting page to check out some betting. We'll go to the DraftKings promo first. We'll check it out. And as I always say, DraftKings UFC Louisville promo. Click on this little widget thing here. Bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets. It's very easy to do. There's no promo code needed. Nothing like that to take advantage of. Just, click. So there's no promo code needed for you to take advantage of this DraftKings UFC promo. Bet as little as $5 on the fight and get $200 in bonus bets. Now this one I'm going to talk about underdogs. Two underdogs you can take a stab at, and this card is tough to find true underdogs to pick on. I'm looking at Ricky Turcios. The guy won the Ultimate Fighter. He beat Brady Hiestand. He's a plus 190 underdog. He's taking on a favorite of the UFC, this kid, 19 years old, Raul Rosas Jr. He's a minus 230 favorite. And, they try to pump him up, but they're putting two guys that are sort of rising stars in the division against each other. One's got to win. And we've seen Ricky Turcios really push the pace in his fights. And we've seen him, he's got a desire to win and a will to win. And he won the Ultimate Fighter when he wasn't expected to. And I feel like he could be a guy, maybe throw in a few bucks on a plus 190 underdog, maybe throw him onto a parlay or something, and he could be the same in Louisville. My other one, now this one, as I said in the last sentence of this, throwing a rock through water, you might be able to make it skip, you might not. This one, I think, maybe you can see if the rock skips. Cody Stamann, he's my next pick, not because he's like a lock to win this fight, but he's got a huge record. The guy's got experience galore. If we check out Tapology and we scroll down to Cody Stamann, which is way down here on the card, which is crazy because he's fought a ton of guys. Now, both these guys have records, but Cody Stamann 21-6-1, Taylor Lapilus 19-4. They've both fought a lot, but Cody has a ton of experience. He's a plus 230 underdog against a minus 285 favorite in Taylor Lapilus, which I'm surprised by the betting odds being that lopsided. Minus 285 is pretty big, especially for a fight where both these guys, it's really low on the fight card and whatnot. But I'd take a shot at Cody Stamann, and I think it's not a terrible one to make a pick on. All right, moving down, we've got FanDuel. As we always do here on MMA Sucker, we got our FanDuel UFC promo. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Again, just like DraftKings one, click on this little widget. FanDuel has been a mainstay in sports betting for more than a decade. Having a name you can trust, get all over it. Take advantage of this. Click on the great offer and check it out. All right, so the best ones for UFC Louisville here, I give my locks. The first lock of the night is Brad Katona. This guy's on his second stint with the UFC. He's coming off of a loss, unfortunately, to Garrett Armfeld. Not a dominant performance by Garrett. Brad's a guy who is very durable. He can hang in there with anybody in the division. And in this fight, he's a minus 650 favorite against Jesse Butler. I think this one is a lock for sure, and he's going to put himself back in the win column. He's just going to grind his way through this guy and look to get right back into the win column. My other one is Daniel Marcos. He'll be making his second appearance in the Octagon in 2024 against John Castaneda. Marcos is a 120 betting favorite. I believe Castaneda is also minus odds as well in this fight, but Marcos is 15-0. He's looking to continue on that undefeated. He just has a winning way. He's a winning fighter. He's 15-0. He doesn't know what it's like to lose. He doesn't want to lose. And I think that he's going to continue and become a 16-0 fighter after this outing against Castaneda. Now, don't get me wrong. Great fighter, John Castaneda. Could get this fight done. But I believe the minus 120 favorite in this one is a lock for me. So click on this, FanDuel betting, and pick Marcos. All right, we move down to BetMGM. This is our UFC promo, UFC Louisville promo. Get $1,500 in bonus bets. Now, this one does have a promo code. Click up here for claim LWOS for last word on sports, and you get $1,500 in bonus bets. BetMGM is the quintessential online sports betting brand in existence, backed with regular and safe payouts, unmatched customer service, has the odds you can trust. Now click on that for your great offer. Again, don't get me wrong, all of these are great sites, but just click on one of them, make your bets, and check them out. Or maybe try all of them, because each of them seem to have different odds, and you might be able to get one with better odds than the other, but these are just the ones that we like to use over at MMA Sucka, and they help us out a little bit. So this one, I'm going to go over the main event, the co-main event, and the fight below that. Jared Cannonier, a 2.00 underdog against Nasruddin Imavov, and I mean, interesting that he's an underdog here, because on other sites he's actually a favorite. And I believe that Jared Cannonier will look to continue on his winning ways. I think he's going to, punch his way to a victory in this one. I don't think he's going to get a decision like he did in his last two outings. I think he's actually going to finish Imavov. And I think that 2.0 underdog, like I said, some of these sites that I look at, they have Jared Cannonier as the favorite. So if you're looking for an underdog bet, then this might be it on BetMGM, because he's a 2.0 underdog in this fight. Dominic Reyes is a 3.00 underdog against the striking machine, Dustin Jacoby, who's a 1.0 favorite, or 1.40 favorite. And this will be Dominic Reyes' first fight since 2022. He's on a 4-fight skid. This could be his last fight in the octagon. He went through some blood clot issues. I don't know where the heck this guy's headed. I saw a video interview of him with Full Send MMA, my good friend OG, Shawnee Mack, the OG. He put out a video, an interview with Dominic Reyes, and Dominic seemed like his headspace was actually pretty damn good. But I mean, when you're dealing with things like blood clots and a forced fight losing skid, your head is, it might be the mental game rather than the physical game in this one. And I think Dustin Jacoby just has the tools to pick him apart. And the fight leading up to the co-main event, 19-year-old Raul Rosas Jr. will step inside the octagon for the first time in 2024 as a 1.44 favorite against Ricky Turcios. As I said in that other one, I believe Ricky Turcios could be an underdog to get the win. But if you really want to bet, like with a parlay maybe, and you want to keep it safe, because this one is, in my opinion, a true toss of the coin, you could put Raul Rosas Jr. in one of your parlays and try to be making the safe bet. But again, as I said, I truly think this one is a toss of the coin. Let's look at the rest of the card. Again, it's UFC Louisville going down on Saturday. There are 14 fights. It's on ESPN, so it's free. And the fight card starts early. It's a 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time start on probably UFC Fight Pass and ESPN Plus. We talked about all these fights. We've got Bruno Ferreira against Dustin Stolfos, and Bruno Ferreira 11-1. Tough to pick against that guy. I'm not going to go over many other picks, but we got some fun fights. Julian Marquez 9-4 against Zach Reese. Marquez, again, a nice durable fighter. Doesn't mind getting beaten up to beat somebody else up. Zach Reese 6-1. Fun fight. These ones middleweights. Soriano against Beza. Tough to pick in this one. Neither of them looked very good in their last outings. Not something I want to touch on. A fight that I am interested in, though, is in the women's flyweight division. Andrea Lee, Montana De La Rosa. that's a fun fight, and I think it could have, it's just a fun fight. I wouldn't lay any money on it myself because it's tough to make some picks on it. But again, a fun fight for the early prelims. Well, that has done it. That's gotten me through UFC Louisville. Fun fight card on Saturday. It's not stacked from top to bottom, but I think for a viewing pleasure, it's actually a pretty damn good fight card. And those are my picks, my best bets, my locks, my underdog picks. Let me know in the comment section below whether you agree with my picks or not and who you think is winning the fights on Saturday night. And again, make sure you click that like button because it helps the algorithm. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell because a lot of you guys aren't subscribed that are watching this. And again, make sure you check out Slappy's, the best vodka soda on the market. Enjoy the fights, folks.